guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. And yes, I'm smiling, but there is not really much to smile about as we get ready to go over the final episode. Well, it's actually the mid-season finale of Power season 6 episode 10, called No One Can Stop Me. I'm all the way up anyway. But Ghost kept saying this throughout the whole episode, basically, almost to everybody that he had some type of one-on-one conversation with. He kept saying, no one can stop me. No one can stop me. And I'm telling you, I was fearful for him. I don't even want to tell you that I had anxiety, but I was nervous this whole episode because he kept saying that, I kept saying to myself, something is going to happen to Ghost. All right. There's no way this guy is going to keep on saying, no one can stop me. No one can stop me. Right. And then nothing happens to him. Like, I mean, come on now. It's just the way it is a lot of the times. So anyway, we're going to get right into this episode, guys. I'm not going to go scene by scene like I normally do, but I will mention a lot of, a lot of scenes and a lot of things that went on in this episode, but I want to try to condense it as much as possible because what I really want to do is get to the heart of the things that were bothering me with this episode, and also who I think killed Ghost. Well, I don't know if they killed him, but who shot Ghost. And also people that didn't really seem to me to have enough motive to want to kill him. So I'm going to be talking about those things, but I do want to go through a few things first before we get into that. Okay, so anyway, so we first open up with a scene where Ghost calls Tariq and he leaves a message and tells him, listen, son, I want to talk face to face, man to man, things that only your father can talk to you about and things like that. All right. But unfortunately, we see that Tariq, he answers his, call or his text or whatever, and then he comes up to his office at Truth and he brings Dre there. So Tariq is still not trying to hear nothing from Ghost, and it was just, so that was kind of irking. But anyway, we have Blanca, who tries to get Warner to agree to a search warrant for Ghost's place. All right, so she teams up with Saxe again, right, to question Rashad. All right, and I knew that this was definitely a problem because we all realized that they're questioning people that hate Ghosts, right? And so we already know how that's gonna go. So when Rashad doesn't answer the questions the way Saxe wants him to, Saxe, who should not even be there in the first place, okay, who is already in deep trouble, he freaking coerces Tate's statement. All right, which is definitely inadmissible in court. You can't hold up to it. And at the end of the day, at the end of it all, Blanca's all upset. She's like, you coerced a witness, you had him sign a false affidavit and all that stuff. And basically saying, if you say yes to this, this will happen. And if you say no, this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we could see that that's wrong. Like, hello, we're not, if you not in law enforcement, you could even see that that's wrong. Anyway, so real quick, Angie appears again and she basically gives James the blessing to move on with Ramona. But she tells him not to tell Ramona everything, because she's not from the neighborhood. You don't want to tell her everything. She's not going to understand. Okay. And Ghost seems to, he seems to take that into consideration. All right. Then you see the next scene, you see him and Ramona finally expressing their mutual feelings for one another. And this also leads Ghost to eventually tell Tasha that he's moving on with Ramona and that he's releasing her from their marriage. And the look on Tasha's face, I was trying to read it. It looked sad. She looked like she, got teary-eyed and everything, and a little bit upset at the same time. So I'm like, girl, what are you really mad about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't you hate him? So anyway, not really sure what she was thinking, but I guess to hear him say that, like, I'm releasing you, I think deep down Tasha always still wanted Ghost to love her or probably come around, maybe. I don't know. But it just seemed like they were so far gone at this point that I wouldn't expect her to have that type of reaction, All right, so anyway, and then he tells her, got a whole new life ahead of me, and what? Nothing can stop me. Oh gosh. So I just want to say before moving on, Blanca, she got upset with Saxe for coercing, a statement from Tate. But then fast forward, she goes and she does the same exact thing when she sees that things are not going, the way according to plan and this and that. The judge, like I said, I'm fast forwarding. The judge says, "We're not taking under this weak evidence. Like, you got to come stronger than that." So she goes to Dre and she coerces his statement, knowing daggone well, because she knows this guy is desperate. I guess she kind of feels like there's no way that she could get caught from coercing Dre because he's so desperate to get help from her. So you know what she says to Dre? If you say yes to this, this and that can happen. But if you say no, so it's kind of like, girl. And the thing about it that I liked about Warner in the beginning of the episode, he told her, he said, "You're starting to sound like Saxe." You know what I mean? And I've been calling it from, I forgot what episode. I think it was before Lakeisha got killed. She was doing a lot of Saxy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she's moving a lot like Saxe, and it's just crazy how everybody forgot all about, and she's supposed to be the one that came there to investigate the murder of Angela Valdez, but yet she's so tied up in every other thing that pops up. The case with Tariq and now Terry Silva. Like, girl, you're supposed to be there to find out who killed Angela Valdez. And it was Tommy, and yet y'all letting Tommy run around here wreaking havoc and doing all kinds of stuff, but you want James or Ghost, whatever. It's sickening at this point. Okay, all right. So anyway, so here's the things that bothered me about this episode. All right. First, there was a conversation between Tate and James, right? And it seemed like Tate was going to warn James about something, but James kept cutting him off with like snarky, comments and insults and things like that. And it was getting under Tate's skin. It was getting him upset. So, he was deciding not to help him anymore. But then he says, "I got to go see my son." Right. And then Tate says, wait. Oh yeah, your son. And then he says something rude again or something, you know what I'm saying? Insulting. I'm talking about James. He says something insulting again to Tate, and then it caused Tate not to go forward with the warning. My thing is, was he trying to warn Tate? I'm sorry. Was Tate trying to warn Ghost about the fact that he just kind of like ratted him out basically? Or was he trying to warn him about something else? Was there something else that he discovered that we don't know and we don't see? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like Power is starting to be this mystery where things are being talked about or discovered behind the literal scenes where we're not seeing them, but people are coming up with this information and we don't see how they're getting it. So we don't know what kind of warning Tate was going to give Ghost. And so that is one of the things that bothered me. And what really bothered me was the fact that I wanted Ghost to shut the heck up. Love the guy. That's my number one character on the show. But I wanted him to shut up at that moment because I feel like it would have been something that could have helped him. Okay, so that's one thing. All right. Next we got Tommy and Ghost. They meet up, right? Somewhere outside. And Tommy tells Ghost, he says, "I know with Lakeisha, I know that wasn't you." And Ghost is like, "I tried to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever." But the thing about it is, and Ghost is like, "But somehow you still not going to let me walk away from here." And Tommy is like, "I can't. We got too many things between us and all that stuff." And I'm just like, why? And Tommy goes, "Oh, you sent Benny after me." And Ghost is like, "You sent Jason after me." Like, what world does Tommy live in where he thinks, right, that his little impulses and his irrationality, and however he handles situations, the way he handles them, how he goes after people and just wants to kill them, people like Ghost as well. And then when there's retaliation, especially from Ghost, he acts like it's the biggest, what word am I looking for? I can't even think about it. Like, you know, he acts like it's just something that, I can't believe you did that to me. But it's like, you can do it to everybody else. And, you know, the thing is, Tommy can dish it, but he don't want you to give it back to him. He thinks that you shouldn't. I don't know what the heck is up with Tommy. Like I said, Tommy is just straight up stupid, and I've loved him for a long time. But I'm really tired of Tommy. And like I said, I love him. But if he dies, he dies. All right. Anyway, then in the same scene, Tommy brings up the recording with Proctor. Okay? And how it wasn't destroyed, and how Proctor betrayed both of them, whatever. And my thing is, okay, where'd you get that from, pal? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do they always do this to us nowadays? What's up? Who's in that writing? Who's in that writer's room? I need to know, because are y'all gonna reveal these things to us like in the last 5 episodes or something? Because I just don't understand why we don't know about half of the things that are going on. Okay, here we go. All right. If Tommy knows about this recording that was not destroyed, all right, how does he know, right? Now, does law enforcement have it? Because if law enforcement had it and they confronted him with it, he would be in handcuffs, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be able to confront Ghost about it. So what's really good right now? I'm just confused. What's happening? Like, fill me in. Anyway, so that's something that bothered me, because I feel like the only people that could have came, everybody else that knows about that recording is pretty much dead, right? Unless I'm wrong, let me know in the comments if there's anyone else besides them that's alive that knows about that recording. They all dead. You got Mama with the little Mama, Elisa Marie. She has the locket. She got it on her locket. Okay, but Tommy shouldn't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I even had to go back to last week's episode and watch the scene between Benny and Tommy, you know, to see if Benny let out something about the recording before he got killed. And there was nothing said. So I'm, once again, confused. I'm going to leave it alone, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it alone now. All right, I said what I had to say. Now, then out of nowhere, okay, before Ghost drops the infamous words, "Nothing can stop me," we get gunshots out of nowhere, all right? So they're running. You think they're working together, they're teaming up. Oh, you know, Tommy, Ghost is covering him and this and that. And then all of a sudden, Tommy, he's gone out of nowhere. We don't see him again until, I guess, later on in the episode, right? Who was shooting at them? Are y'all gonna let us know that? That's something that bothered me. Are y'all gonna let us know who were the 2 guys that were shooting at Ghost and Tommy? And who's watching Ghost? Because we did see that there was somebody watching Ghost, and we also saw that Tommy seemed to be following Ghost. He seemed to appear wherever Ghost was and stuff like that. But then there was also someone in a car watching Ghost coming out of Truth, right? And he kind of gave Ramona a handshake and everything. That's somebody that's been watching Ghost. Now, something just came to mind, guys. Everybody that we saw at the end that was going to, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, everybody that we saw that was going, that looked like they were on their way to Truth to go kill Ghost, right? It could be possible that none of those people killed him, because there's this one person who was watching Ghost that they did not let us see, but they let us see the inside of the car, of the POV of that person, that let us know that Ghost was being watched. Now, who was that mystery person? So we may think, they may have us thinking that those 6 people, I believe, right, were one of the people that shot Ghost, but it could be the person that we didn't see that was watching him all along. We don't know who that is. Maybe it was Q. I don't know. I kind of feel that if it was Q, that would be so stupid. But at the same time, it could kind of make sense if dude was watching him for days. All right? That would be the only thing that would make sense about that. But then again, also, why? Why you want to kill Fatasha and you don't even know her? Stupidness. maybe she actually sent them. That could be something too. Anyway, all right, now I didn't like how Tamika was representing Saxe. You know, she convinced Blanca and Warner to pursue this action in this case against Ghost, okay? And my thing is just like, I don't like Saxe, so anybody that's trying to represent him, I'm not here for that. All right, now, then I didn't like how Paz admitted to Ghost that she knew he didn't kill her sister Angela. And she even said, I don't even think that you sent somebody for her, right? But then Chick is still mad. That's what I don't like. That's what bothered me. All right. You still infuriated with the guy, but you just said, you know, he didn't kill your sister and you know, he didn't have her killed. So why you mad at him? You could be mad because your sister died. So totally. But why you mad at him? Because he won't tell you who killed him. I mean, who killed her. All right. It would have been nice if he'd have been like, oh, Tommy did, you know. But it kind of worked out because Ramona was over there listening. All right, now. All right, so that's the end of, you know, all my points about, you know, what I didn't like, what bothered me about this episode. So now let's just move on, right? So Ghost talks to Reek about turning himself in, and Reek, of course, is infuriated. Okay, he reminds his father that he promised he would take the rap for him. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this kid has a lot of nerve. Last week, you just told your father that you would murder him, okay? And then you told him that he may have given you life, but he ain't never done nothing for you. But then you're going to have the nerve to turn around and want him to take the rap for something that you did? I'm sorry, guys, but I agree with Ghost, okay? I feel like he came to a smart conclusion, like not even a conclusion, but a realization, like, yo, we over here scrambling, going crazy to help this kid get out of trouble at every turn. And it's not doing nothing but killing people. It's costing people their lives. Kanan's dead. Lakeisha's dead. You know, other people were getting in trouble or whatever, you know, and, oh, Proctor's dead. I mean, listen, this kid is the root to so many problems. And Ghost is just saying he just needs to, you know, he's made this a decision like a man and he needs to face it like a man. And it's really true. You know what I'm saying? It's really freaking true. He needs to suffer the consequences for his actions, you know, especially, all right, it would be one thing if they were just covering up the murder for, the, you know, Ray Ray's murder. But then Reek has gone totally bad, okay? He totally broke bad. And he's doing all kinds of things like fake kidnappings, and he's selling drugs. He's just in trouble after trouble after trouble. And it's kind of like, as long as they keep helping him, he's not going to ever learn anything and he's not going to get it. All right. Shout out to Don't Trip, I Said It. We were actually just talking, you know, a few days ago in the comments, and we were talking about this generation these days, how these kids really have this kind of sense of entitlement. You know what I mean? And if the writers didn't get anything right this season, they did get one thing right about this generation with Reek, how, you know, this kid just really feels like the world owes him something, you know, and the saddest part about it is that he's not even grateful, right, or appreciative of the things that his family, his mother, even Tommy, all of them were doing for him. Like, he's not grateful for it. He's just like, all right, I'm out of that mess. Next. Like, it's not phasing him one way or another because he's not suffering any consequences. But then he want to go and have tears in his eyes to his father talking about, you promised me, I knew you was going to be there, this and that. Like, go sit down somewhere. I am totally ready for this kid to suffer some major consequences. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So now, here's the part, guys. Everything leading up to the infamous gunshot in the dark. We got Blanca telling people like Paz and Tate that the judge isn't letting them build a case against St. Patrick. That judge was like, next. Like, every time they put some type of evidence, next. Like, he was so annoyed with them. And I was like, yes, thank you. Get it out of here, you know? Anyway, so she's telling them, and they're very upset. You know, Paz is upset. She wants to get rid of Ghost. I mean, she wants him to be put in jail. You know what kind of man he is, this and that. After Chick, like I said, just spoke to him and told him she knows he didn't kill his sister. All right. Now, Tamika, she goes and tells Saxe the same thing. You know, judge ain't having it, and they got a warrant for your arrest coming. Okay. And Saxe is just totally upset about it. And he's like, James gets to walk and I go to jail. So he ain't happy about that. So finally, James is closing down Truth. Ramona leaves. I think he tells her, I'm going to see you in like an hour or something like that. And so he's closing, turning out all the lights. Okay. And I just want to say this real quick before I move on. Throughout this episode, like I said, I was very fearful for Ghost, okay? Every little scene that he had kind of was with someone where he was meeting somebody somewhere. I was like, is something going to happen? Is he going to get shot here? I was waiting for him to like literally get shot in the head or something. Like, I'm not even joking. I just kind of just felt it, you know? But anyway, you know, that when he went to the penthouse with Tasha, I didn't feel good about that. I was like, is Tasha setting him up? Like, it just felt crazy. And then when he went to, when Reek came and he told Reek about the whole turning himself in situation, I felt weird about that. So, hey, it all came true at the very end, which makes more sense, but I was just on edge. So here we go, right? So we get this, we get these scene cuts with, between Tate, Tommy, Dre, Paz, Tasha, Saxe, and Tariq, and they're all looking like they're on their way to Truth, including Blanca. She's on her way there as well, okay? And so Ghost is standing on the balcony, and then we hear, as Blanca's approaching, we hear this shot go off. And when I saw Ghost falling off that balcony with the gunshot wound to the chest, and he had his hands reaching out, I was just like, no, Jamie. And I don't even call him Jamie, okay? I call him Ghost or James, mostly Ghost. And I was just like, Jamie. Anyway, I was not happy at all. And I know a lot of you are not happy. I know a lot of you are saying, if Ghost is dead, I'm done. No more power for me. I'm not watching. And I totally feel you. Okay. So he's falling down. And so the question at the end was, who shot Ghost? They didn't say who killed Ghost. They said who shot Ghost. But honestly, I don't think he's going to survive, guys. I just don't. My fear was, because I kind of already felt like he was going to die. My fear was I didn't want to see him go out in a way that was too violent. Like, it's all violent, like I said, but like the way Proctor went out, I didn't like that, right? And the way you saw all of them coming, you know what I'm saying, Paz and Tate and Tariq and all of them coming, I thought they were literally going to do him like Denzel Washington in Training Day, like just pop, 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 like everybody just shooting him up. So yeah, I was glad that didn't happen. So they kind of made it a little mystery, which is fine or whatever. They trying to keep us on our toes. They trying to keep us coming back. But I'm telling you, they better not make no mistakes, all right? Now, the thing about this is that people were on their way to Truth, and it didn't look like anybody made it. I don't remember it looking like anybody actually made it there. So there could have been someone that was already there that we don't even, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't even show us that was on their way, because he probably was already up in there, okay? Anyway, but I'm going to tell you. So here we go. All right, before I give my answer of who I think shot Ghost, I'm going to tell you the people who I feel have no legitimate reason to kill him. Number one, we got Paz. Like I said, she already admitted that she don't think Ghost killed her sister. So what you trying to go to kill this man for? Okay. And then we got number two, Tate. Why does he want Ghost dead? Is it because you're jealous, bro? Like, do you think killing him off will give you that ticket back into, you know, your, you know, to be a candidate for the governor? Like, what is it? I just don't, I don't see it. I think it's stupid. For him, he may not have done it, but for him to even want to do it and been on his way to do it is stupid to me. Number three, Saxe. And this one irks me most of all. because I just kind of feel like Saxe got himself into trouble. And now, you know, he did too many illegal things to try to get Ghost, and it backfired on him. And, you know, at this point, you just need to own up to what you did. You know what I'm saying? You was a prosecutor or whatever, a AUSA. You know the law and you broke it. All right. So you can't be a hypocrite at this man breaking the law. My thing is, Saxe, you did a lot of things, you know, you got to suffer the consequences for what you did. You know, you're not going to spend that much time in jail, you know, but, you know, you want Ghost to go to jail for the things that he did, of course, but you did some things too. Anyway, so, you know, instead of taking ownership, he's upset that he goes to jail and Ghost walks. But, you know, the situation is ironic, but like I said, he did it to himself. Anyway, so now number 4, we have Tommy. You guys already know how I feel about Tommy. You know, I just feel like he's done enough to Ghost this season already. I think he should really just let bygones be bygones. He sees that Ghost, he even admitted he knows he didn't kill Lakeisha, but he still won't leave it alone. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, leave it alone. You don't want to see him. You don't want to see him winning. Like, what's your thing? You don't want him to move on and be a governor. Like, what is it? What is it? You get to leave and I get nothing. You know, this is what he says. It's just people, you really got to be careful of people like that because they really exist. So, you know, to me, those people have no real reason to kill Ghost, but yet here they were walking to truth. All right. So now Dre, and Dre is not a part of my list of people that I feel don't have a legitimate reason. That list is done. We're going to Dre now, who, of course, he has some legitimate reasons to want Ghost dead. Ghost framed him and almost got him killed a few times, and got him locked up. All right, and tried to get him hit in the inside by 2-Bit, which I did say last week that the only way that 2-Bit and Spank could get to Tommy is if Tommy gets locked up and they get him in there. And we do see that that is a possibility because they almost got Dre that same way. There we go. All right. So now we got Reek and Tasha, who I guess their motive is that this season they just seem to really hate Ghost. You know what I mean? I think Ghost pushing that whole Reek should turn himself in type of thing. I think that kind of like was the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, he really got to go now because now he wants me to turn myself in. And Tasha's probably feeling the same once again, trying to protect her son. Okay, so here is the person that I think shot Ghost. I think that it was Tariq. And the thing is, I'm pointing my finger at Tariq, but in a way I feel like I'm wrong. Right? Excuse me. But if I had to say who it was, I would say Tariq. Okay. And here's why. And even if he didn't shoot him, he was going to. All right. And I think that what happened was during the conversation that he had with his father about Breeze, unbeknownst to Ghost, he was actually giving Reek ideas. You know, because he said to Reek, he said, you know, I didn't want to kill Breeze. I loved him, but he was getting in the way of my future. And it was kind of like, I was feeling like, you know what, you're telling your son this and the things that you're telling him to do, it turn himself in. He's probably going to feel like you're getting in the way of his future. You know what I'm saying? And then he adds more onto it, talking about, I gave Breeze one last chance to change his mind and he didn't. And I feel like that's Reek called himself, you know, going to truth and asking his father, so you really want me to turn myself in? That was Reek's so-called, like, his way of giving his father a last chance to change his mind. But when you pose a question like that, it just seemed like it seemed like he was more so like confirming with his father, like, so you really want me to turn myself in? It wasn't on no threatening stuff, like, yo, you really want me to, like, you want me to turn myself in? You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you one last chance to change your mind about wanting me to turn myself in. You know, like, it just didn't make sense. If Reek feels like that was his way of, he gave his father one last chance or whatever, it just didn't make sense. But that's what I think. I think that Ghost actually fed Reek ideas and you know, he just kind of like took the lesson from his father and he used what his father did in the past and tried to use it against him in the end, if he was the one that shot him. But even if he didn't shoot him and he was going to, that was the reason behind it. Okay, guys. Right. I don't think Ghost is alive. I don't see how, you know, this man got shot strictly in his chest just like Angela did. And then he fell off of a balcony. So on top of that, it's more trauma. It's trauma to the head, and I mean, it's just, it's not looking good, right? But what I do think is we probably will still see him on the show because he'll be like a ghost, kind of like how everybody else has been, you know, especially Angela. She's been on there a lot as a ghost. So that's pretty much what I have. I need vengeance is what I need. Whoever shot him, I need them to go down. And I need them to go down quickly, okay? They better not end this season without vengeance coming for this man. Whoever shot him, they got to pay, all right? Everybody that's been going against him, they need to pay. Tariq needs to pay whether he shot him or not. Who else? Tommy and Tasha. They all three need to get their sacks. He needs to get his. All of those people needs to get this. I'm not really concerned about Tate, and I'm not really concerned about Paz, but also Dre. He need to get his. But I done said in a few videos already that this guy ain't going nowhere because they act like this, like he's just someone that just cannot be got. And so I'm over it with Dre. I'm never seeing him getting killed off or nothing because I do believe they want him to go into the spinoff. So, which, like I said, it really depends on how things end if I'm going to watch it, because I'm not sure if I'm interested. But anyway, that was my review, guys. I really hope that, you know, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too long. I know it's a lot, but this episode was a lot. And I tried to condense it as much as possible and still made out too long. Make sure you guys let me know what you think about this episode. Who do you think shot Ghost? You know what I'm saying? And oh man, like, where do we go from here? Like, I mean, I'm gonna see it all the way through just because I've been invested this far, and I'm just gonna see it through. But honestly, if Ghost is dead, I feel like it might be a little hard to continue to watch, but I still will. But are you gonna continue to watch if Ghost is dead? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, who shot him? Let me know if you think Ghost is dead, right? Did I say that already? Let me know if you think he's dead. Let me know, just if you're interested in watching the spinoffs and all this stuff. Like, Ghost is a protagonist, okay? So if Tariq killed his father, you know, in my opinion, Tariq is the antagonist. So if you want him, guys, to be, and when I say guys, I'm talking about the writers and the creators. If y'all want him to be on the spinoff and he's the antagonist, you guys are totally starting off on the wrong foot. People are not going to be interested in that, all right? Anyway, so before I go, I just wanted to let you guys know about my book. It's called, let me see if you can see it. It's called The Stone Unturned. I published it back in August. It's a mystery novel, guys. I'm gonna have the link in the description box. I can't even talk. I'm gonna have the link in the description box below. You can check it out on Amazon. Hey, I'm getting a lot of good reviews about it. It's, you know, just, I think it's pretty good, if I should say so myself. Anyway, so support your girl on Amazon. It's $13.95 if you have Prime. It's free shipping. I really believe that you will enjoy it. And, you know, when you go click on the link on Amazon, it will have a description of what the book is about, okay? So thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a blessed night, blessed day, whatever hour it is that you guys are watching this. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.